Well, in case you didn't hear already, but the Stones announced today on all their social media that the Black and Blue Deluxe Edition is officially coming on November 14th. Yes, it's finally happening, as I had reported on the rumors of this many months ago, but it's finally announced and it's going to be out this fall. As you can imagine, there are going to be several different versions of this reissue for you to choose from. There's going to be both a single disc and a 2-disc version on both vinyl and CD. And then there's the 4 CD Blu-ray box set, and then the 5 LP vinyl box set. So what's on these discs? Well, CD1 is the album proper, but with a brand new mix by Steven Wilson. I think we are in for a huge treat because Steven Wilson has been attached to various remixes of various artists in the last few years and has had some amazing results. As we all know, Black and Blue is the Stones' most beautiful sounding albums. It's a perfect sounding, crisp, right there in the studio with the Stones kind of sound. Beautifully warm, just a buttery sound. And I have to admit, when I heard about this reissue, I was very worried about any work done on this album because it sounds great already. So considering the trend now is to master everything very loud, I was worried that that was going to be the fate for Black and Blue, but it looks like it got into the hands of someone who's very good at what he does. So I think we all have something to look forward to with this new remixed, re-envisioned, reimagined Black and Blue. So that's disc 1. And disc 2 contains the bonus tracks from these sessions. For Stones fans, these sessions were sort of like a holy grail to finally hear the tapes, mainly because the Stones were sort of in a transitional period at this point. Mick Taylor had left a few years before this, so they were kind of scouting for guitar players to fill in and take the place of Mick Taylor. And this was before Ronnie Wood finally slotted in to the band. So while in Rotterdam, the band set up shop and kind of sent out invitations to bring guitar players in to try out for the band. And most of that was recorded, and we finally have some of that in this box set. Disc 2 contains I Love Ladies, which is a song that's been around forever. That Shame, Shame, Shame. Not the classic blues song by Jimmy Reed, in fact, but actually the disco R&B hit from Shirley and Company. A Chuck Berry style jam with guitarist Harvey Mandel. A blues jam with the one and only Jeff Beck. Rotterdam jam with Jeff Beck and guitar player Robert A. Johnson. And Freeway jam, again with Jeff Beck. To finally get a snapshot of those sessions is historic. These have never been released before, and it's been a Stones fan's dream to finally get a glimpse of this. The thing is, Stones fans know there's a lot more where that came from. There are a couple bootleg tracks that have been floating around for many years from these sessions. One of them is Munich Hilton, which is a fantastic instrumental, a great jam. That is one you should look up. Go to YouTube and type that in. Would have been so nice to get it on this set. Don't know if they're planning on saving that for another project. Let's hope so. So yeah, on the surface, disc 2 does look a little thin considering what we know exists from this period. But at the same time, I don't know how that would have looked if they have a disc 2 of bonus tracks outnumber the number of tracks on the proper album on disc 1. Disc 1 has 8 songs. So to have more songs on a bonus disc than the actual proper album might have looked a little weird. And this is great because discs 3 and 4 is a completely never before heard, unreleased live recording from the 1976 tour, specifically in Earls Court, England. Take a look at this set list. Honky Tonk Women, If You Can't Rock Me, Get Off My Cloud, Hand of Fate, Hey Negrita, Ain't Too Proud to Beg, Fool to Cry, Hot Stuff, Star Star, You Gotta Move. Love those versions. You Can't Always Get What You Want. Happy, Tumbling Dice, Nothing from Nothing, and Out of Space from Billy Preston. Midnight Rambler, It's Only Rock and Roll. Brown Sugar, Jumpin' Jack Flash, Street Fighting Man, and Sympathy for the Devil. It's a great set. That's a great set list. And in fact, Sympathy for the Devil was a bit of a rare song on this tour because it was a song they were not performing regularly at that time. So that was a rare inclusion on this ninth set. And then finally, the Blu-ray disc has the main album as remixed by Steven Wilson in Dolby Atmos. But there's more. Also included is a TV broadcast of the Paris 1976 show. this was a great surprise to see this included. With all these deluxe editions, you always hope for a live video document to also, be part of the package. And in this case, we have the Paris show. It would have been nice to have gotten the entire show, but from my understanding, that was not possible. And the Stones only had rights for this TV broadcast. So that's why we have this. The video was upgraded to 4K. Don't know how much we can really get out of that because this was taped on videotape and not filmed. So the upgrade does come with limitations. But nevertheless, it'll be great to see anything from this tour. They were very hot with a great band. They had Billy Preston joining them on keyboards and the fantastic Ali E. Brown on percussion. And there's so many great performances from this tour. I love the You Gotta Move segment with them coming on the front of stage and kind of doing this almost a cappella performance. And you've got Hey Negrita, which is super rare. They weren't doing that in 75. So this show is a little bit different from the LA Friday show that we got many years back of the LA Forum 1975 show. Even a year apart, there's going to be some differences in a Stones show. So it'll be very exciting to see that. And to top it all off, the Stones released Shame, 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 the Shirley and Company cover from the deluxe edition on all streaming platforms today. I've had a great time listening to this song on the way home today in the car. I put on repeat about maybe 10 times. I thought it was super great. Great to hear that classic rhythm section, Charlie and Bill, although unfortunately, for some people, it's not going to be a great thing that, like all the past outtakes we've gotten on these deluxe editions, it's really a hybrid outtake from, back in the day, but also it contains new overdubs by Mick Jagger on the vocals because, there weren't any vocals on some of these recordings made back then. So Mick had to go in and finish the song. And in this case, it is a new Mick Jagger vocal and an impressive one at that because it's a falsetto performance on the track. And it's super impressive for Mick Jagger, 82 years old, nailing a great falsetto part. Along with that, it seems like we've got some new guitar parts by Ronnie Wood, which is very tasty, very effective. He's always, one for a soul and very kind of kinetic, dancey vibe. And he really lays on some great leads. Okay, so that's what we have to look forward to for the new Black and Blue Deluxe Edition out this November 14th. Pre-orders are now open at the Stone store. So is this one you're going to be picking up? Put it in the comments below because it'll be interesting to see how many people are excited for this and how many people are going to be skipping this. I, for one, will not be skipping it. I can't wait for this one. Thanks for watching Hangfire. We'll see you next time.